Good morning. I want to talk to you about the importance of davening, of prayer. The Chassid Rabbi Drizin told me that when he came to the yeshiva Lubavitch in the city of Lubavitch, in the town of Lubavitch in 1913, he saw students who were very poor. Their clothing, there was tears and rips in their clothing. It wasn't clean. He came from a home which was rather on the wealthier side, and this was very surprising to him. He was there a day or two, and he said to himself, "This place is not for me." He and his cousin were going to go to Slabotka, which was a Litvish, a Lithuanian yeshiva, but there was no room for them. So the next yeshiva that was not far from where he came from, this little city called Mayor, was Chabad Lubavitch. Although he came from a Chabad background, but this was very foreign to him. But then he realized he saw some students who were praying, who were davening. And it was rather late. It was 12 in the afternoon, 1 in the afternoon, and they're davening. And they're totally engrossed in their prayers. And he walks by and he kind of wants to speak to them or see them, and he sees they're not there, they're elsewhere. And he said that left such an impression on him that he decided this is where he's going to remain, to study. And he studied there for 7, 8 years, 9 years, and he became the famous Chabad Mashpia, Rabbi Mayor Avram Drizin. I tell you the story because, we need prayer today, more than ever. Prayer isn't a fantasy. Some people think it's a fantasy. Pray. Regardless of what religion, surely in our religion, the Jewish religion, yeah, right, you're going to pray, it's going to help you. Get out there and work. There's place for work. We have to work. But there's something very special about prayer, especially Chabad prayer. And I'd like to maybe share over several clips some practical guidelines for every one of you who's looking at this. Whether you learned in the Chabad yeshiva system, or you came to Chabad, or you're already older with a family, or you're a senior citizen, prayer needs to be active. The first idea that Chabad emphasizes what prayer is connection. Prayer is connection. Do you want a connection? That's the first thing you have to ask yourself. Do I want a connection? Do I have a connection? What type of connection? A connection to what? A connection to God Almighty. The Chabad system gives us a way of connecting. Now you'll say, well, Torah gives us a system. Of course Torah gives us a system. But prayer is that element within the Jewish experience that involves the heart. Prayer is not about the intellect. Prayer is about the heart. And this is what we need today more than ever before. We need a warm heart. In Yiddish we say, a warme Herz. A warm heart. A bubbling heart. A heart that is palpable of love for God Almighty. Love for humanity. Love for another Jew. And when you pray, you take a line in prayer, in tefillah, davening. Davening. What is davening? A davener. He's a davener. Davening. Davening means he's immersed in this activity of connecting to God, allowing himself to be connected to God vis-a-vis the prayers by focusing on the words of prayer, not rushing. So yes, we have to go to work, we have family, got to take care of the kids, got to take our meds if we're older, right? There's all kinds of reasons why to pray quickly. So make for yourself a resolution. This is the first thing I want you to do. Take one line in that book called a Siddur, a prayer book. Sometimes it's thinner, sometimes it's fatter, right? Whatever it is. But you focus on one line. Let's take the line, Hoidu Lashem, Kiru Vishmoi, the opening of the morning prayers. Give thanks to God, Hoidu Lashem, Kiru Vishmoi, call in His name. What does it mean to give thanks to God? And what does it mean to call to His name? Aren't they one and the same? If I'm giving thanks to God, I'm calling to God. Think about that and stop. Stop. And if need be, start a few minutes before the congregation starts the prayers. Close your eyes or just put your head down. Don't look around you. Don't allow the distractions, people and noise and all kinds of things. You have to block it out and just focus and concentrate for a few seconds, a few minutes on this one line, Hoidu Hashem, Kiru V'Shmoi, and think about that. And do that not just one day. Do it for 1 week, consecutively, every morning, including the Shabbos. Think about that line. After that, we'll talk about another line. I'm more than glad to help. Contact me on email, info@rabbidalfin, DALFIN.com, and I'll try to help and guide you, and you'll see that your prayer will be more meaningful, and it'll be more therapeutic and cathartic. We look for that cathartic experience. Pray, daven. Now, everyone knows what you're supposed to do, and everyone will attempt to do it, and I'm sure that you will tell me it's making a difference in your life. All the best, Hatzlacha, only good things. Sei gesund.